Hello. How is everything for the word of the week? And the word of the week is new. The third week of the month, I try to blend what I'm talking with that form, the cover, when you address the character with all its details that composes the characteristics, the cover, the silhouette, the construct, which is also within, because the culture uses always that food and it shapes in a certain way this body. It has a kind of construct in the protein and the ego system, which the entity of the cover of that subculture or pop culture or the new tendency of a new generation or African culture or whatever country in Africa or in South America that split from a difference and would fight from one another because for whom they are, that's better. And they will compare themselves as well for such splits apart, because sometimes we cannot do things as a wall. We need to take apart to do these tasks, but as a wall, that's another story. Or as a person that carries that construct with it, that society and culture that you belong, maybe. So talking to what's new. So I had look in the synonymous. Maybe another day I put the synonymous. So well, it's a little hurting to see Russell Brand going through all this, whatever he deserves it or not, because it reminds me of my father. At the same time, it's very good to put him on international media. It is good for England, United Kingdom. It is good for Putin and China to see how the freedom of expression works in these countries. As well for other presidents from other places from around the world, such as in Venezuela, where I was born, for Maduro, how people talk, how people differentiate some things from others. And what is better than scandal to be even more famous? So this is my father here. He won for Best South American Movie. He took this from I guess, the news or bibliothèque, because he had many things. Also, what he made to win Best South American Movie and pick the award in New York City was the scandal he created as a journalist to appear in the front page of all Spanish newspaper in South America and Spain. So what he did was running naked with a film in protest because they didn't want to open his movie because it had nudity. That explicit material, which in the 70s, late 60s, was very popular. And that was just a woman from far away jumping in a lake, and that was the apparition of a soul. And it was just swimming under the water. A character was the soul of an entity, which is depicted bare naked. So it was not showing any parts like that. So it was artistically beautiful. Um, they filmed also in the swimming pool, these things. But so he was running naked with the film, and he had people following him from town to town. He ran a long part of Venezuela, like Forrest Gump. He would have more people running with him. So he did movies, directed, wrote them, and he was a journalist also as well of politics behind many presidents of Venezuela, of any political realm. That's with that scandal how he got to win for Best of American Movie. Do I need this? I'm talking about it. It's new. Do I care about people that I don't know? Well, I care about my children. And Patricia Placencia. I care for their generation, so they don't have to deal with so much trash. And we can recycle our thoughts and emotions to redirect a future that could be happening right now. When I was younger, as Russell, as anyone, we had a lot of freedoms, and I don't know what to say if I was not there. But I am pro freedom of expression at any cost. I have sent half a kilo of paper to Bill Gates for my work of the rules of role play into virtual reality. I have not been paid. And I hope there was a mistake and a person in between lied, or Bill Gates will never come. They are all people that are used to work in all ways, as it used to be in the old times, and that is legitimate. It's legitimate to do wars, to kill people, and we're now opening into a generation where you will be undressed, ripped out of your skin, and will examine your soul from tip to toe. And it's not going to be explicit. So we have characters that are speaking truth, like Russell. There are not many, but they are. Now, do we have female characters that have not married? Anyone that supports them and can work with men and women? So, as to say, well, we have this woman, but they're married. Would you make you better if you're a married person? Will it save your ass? There you go. Will it make a difference if you were a very sexual person in the past? Or you still are? Is it bad to be a very sexual person? That's another one. Because if we are going to run by a multimedia, then let's talk about sex. Who is going to talk about sex? Where are the female? There are no influencers that are female. You only have Amber Heard, Meghan Markle, the wife of Will Smith. That's the most famous woman we've ever heard. And now let's go to, well, I have been for certain things, wanting to put certain things up. And as the coin flips, one day it's true, well, now this is news. Now this is news. This is news. So it's working with content, working to keep the show up. And these characters are going to be always in top of the lead because that's what the people like. So let's play with the media. Well, let's do mansions into villages and do something a little more pragmatic. I would rather be right now talking and asking questions to an architect. So you can tell me, how can we do this? And a programmer or another person, how could you do to put all these numbers together, how much credit and debit to reconstruct so people work, have their property, and at the same time know they have to pay that in 15 years as a form of debit. But every day they work. They're working for the village and to have their property. It's not a commune or an ashram. It is not no one's property. But it does have a credit that people must learn by mediation, learning how to talk, how to listen. Listen. What is more important? What is important? What is important? What is important? Yes, you're an academic. And what did you do? Nothing. Nada. Novelties? Nothing. Go there and do analytics and bring me the how much you got there. So I give it to these other people. Now, we can do with that. That's what's needed now in this world. More content, of course. Sorry, content, scandal. Let's get this person. I want to be more famous than Russell Brand. Let's take him out of the map and replace him with me. Because I'm paying all this money to Mark Zuckerberg. So I'm on everyone's private, asking them to follow my blog and read me. Because he's talking bad about me and I don't like it. Anyways, everybody wants to be the numero uno, no matter the cost. Yeah, well, Russell is talking bad about everyone, so now it's time that they talk bad about him. Flip the coin, now flip it back. Who did this? Another question. Why feminists don't talk about OnlyFans? Because we don't watch OnlyFans. That's what a feminist would say. Now, if you were not a feminist because you got away with men in many ways. One man, many men, one man, some woman just with one man. I got away with one man. He does whatever I want. Because I am the queen. I'm going to be a queen. That's not a feminist. So what would a woman like that say? Nothing. Nothing also. No. I guess people like sex. Some pay and some get paid for it. Or visually. But it makes no sense if you're not doing it. Duh. So at least do it, whether you pay or not, but at least do it. That's my opinion, personally, as a person. As Patricia Placentia, here, Father, thank you for all the teachings, and my mother, they love each other very much. And my father was a crazy genius, of course, and my mother, beautiful, 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 intelligent woman. blonde with blue eyes. He was the luckiest man. He would be very inventive and creative. Of course, a gentleman. So, well, what can I say? Oh, here. The alleged victims. Honey, you could go away if you're an adult. There are greater problems than that right now. That for me would be if you have children. That's it. You can work. You are a free woman. It's a free country. Get the fuck out of here. You are an adult. What were you doing there? Because he was famous, maybe? Probably not. Maybe he was not very good with hate sex. Or a little, you, it's a master skill to keep someone on a leash there. It's not just like that because they can run away and never come back. So I don't think he was very good with S&M as to say, hey, Russell Brand, I got a ticket, I'm gonna see him tomorrow. The alleged victims. How can you pronounce that? The allergic victims. Well, if many come out, it's like, what happened? What happened? What happened? But tell me sexually, what happened? What's new there? The news. So my mother worked in fashion and they were always up to the last tendency. People buy what's new, what's fashion. So it could be as good as bad and on the edge, but going there further. Where are you going? Just, I want to be known. That's it. So imagine. That's new. Sometimes you're addicted to shopping and you want a new dress, you want something that makes you feel refreshed. A new is better, a new iPhone. I'm going to get the new iPhone, of course. To film and to not carry a camera. I'm not going to carry a camera now. I'm just going to pass by like that. Start something new in my life as well. Today I got a little pocket for watercolor that I can put anywhere and just paint anywhere very little. I can even put the water there. It has a little pouch to carry water to put it there. Very cute. That's what I'm going to do. I just take the train, disappear, vanish, end up anywhere with my little set of colors, watercolor, and the iPhone. I don't know if to be in Twitter because you need a lot of brain to be there. And I also need to listen. I like to listen and digest. So that's going to stay with me forever and admire what's happening in there. I like to see how the greatest man and woman of this world are tailoring this world to make it the best out of it. That is this three-dimensional world that we all share that is the same for any of us. These pillars, the ground, the air, the problems, and we can see, pinpoint, or see what's being pinpointed or what is needed. At least once in a while, besides all the chattery chat, trashy bullshit people love to talk about. That's the last tendency from those who talk about corporate parasites and the corrupted elite. Because if you want to be fair and talk about sex, I will have to give you a master class. Like, excuse me, you might have malfunction. Your hate sex got a little bit over. You didn't know how to. Yeah, something like, because just to imagine the 90s, the artistic realm where people are more sexual, like this one, or you can make with 3 people a day if you want. Nobody needs to know anything, or 2 at the same time, 3, whatever gender. People can explore and experience whatever they want, and sometimes it does not mean that you're good at it or that you will get good at it, because there will be misunderstandings and gray areas that perhaps you are not valuing as a man. Because as a woman, women have more sexual power, because men have power in the business, in the works and jobs, to as well subjugate women, minimize them. All these famous narcissist women. And where are the female influencers? Because they have to talk bad about women as well to be out there. Support Andrew Tate, support all the female haters. And yeah, of course, just follow the narrative. Yeah, go, you go, girl. Cheerleaders for mankind. Go, go. Yes? Of course, yes. Of course, everyone is together. And now they're all gonna talk together. And everyone is gonna watch it. Just few millions of people, not 8 billion in the world who are in need. And meanwhile, Bill Gates is masturbating behind his desk as if he is the secret owner of the world with his old friends. Yeah, just watching you because you're powerless. Just talk, but don't do anything much. Or nothing at all, but criticize. So now you're going to be criticized. And gosh, if they criticize me, I was like, oh my God, I will never cover my children like this because of what I did in the past. It's like, how many people have I abused? Like maybe they took it wrong. Any joke I said, in the present, not in the past, it could have been misguided. I know they're taking care of it to use it against me. Private mails from Facebook that I've said to. I really love to have men that are very sexual. Why would you want a man for that you have to? Yeah, so go run wild and then come back to me with all that energy. But I have seen women that got suicidal and kill herself for that man. I was like, oh my God. Women that feel abused because they couldn't be the girlfriend. I was like, well, I've been 7 years with him, but he's free to do whatever he wants because I'm not going to be like you, crying over it. And I can be dancing right now. But you never really know the truth. But what does matter most? To make sound, noise, talking bad about others that maybe is not as bad, but there are good things, but there are bad things, but there are good things, but there are bad things. Because at the very end is to destroy others so you win over, because you are the good person. You can come here when I'm filming and say hello. Here's Alexandra.
Hello.
Yes. So we are agents and we're looking for females to be
Whatever you want to be.
exactly
Whatever you want to be.
The
What
woman
do you
need,
want to be, actually? That's the question.
the woman need to criticize men.
No, I don't think
Oh
so.
yes,
We don't need to. I mean,
in the private, so we have fun. No, not criticize.
not criticize, but just talking about it. Not criticizing, just talking about it. Like, you know. I'm not gonna say anything. Nice to see you. I'm gonna.
Well, she works next to me, so
Yeah.
for check the self, we work together and hire people
Yeah.
to the good things, right?
The right things for themselves and the right thing for us. So it will be the right thing for everybody. I have to leave you right now.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Just like that and have fun. So Jordan Peterson said once that, well, we'll need rules to work with women then, because what if you cannot do it? In some places you cannot hug. And all these regulations and mediations and agreements that some people know by notion and the power of their senses, and many forms of intelligence that they could create with another, not just of the same gender, but the opposite gender as well, whether you're married, loyal, or not. So you split work from universal love, universal understanding, but at the same time, you touch those fibers from other dimensions. And here we go. Change. Oh no. Well, check the self. How are we, technically speaking, bringing a better self to this generation? What is new that we are bringing? Because I only hear, is it really funny? I want to laugh. I want to be entertained. I want to see something new. I want to see something new. And meanwhile, all this misery is going on, right? So, well, we keep looking and questioning. This building has bins to recycle, like in McDonald's, but does not recycle. They put it all in the same bin back in the garage. What are we doing about these things, for example, which is number one, why all this rubbish is being used as well? There shouldn't be thrown away. What are you doing as an influencer to deserve such position that you can criticize those and you don't criticize me? You're so lucky to be criticized. I'm going all viral around the world. Woo! Putin, where are your influencers? We need to talk with your influencers. Doesn't matter if the translator is bad, because if you don't want anyone to speak English, I guess we'll have to put some of our translators. I don't know what Melanie from Italy would say. Oh, no English expressions. While you are talking Italian. So I've translated from the Italian, but just the psychological part. Because they have an imperial and very militant form of design, and they will fight for what's better within the job. And they scream more than, they're more passionate and scream more than the very Spanish and South American, Latin So there you go. Translate and explain. No, because they created the Italian Empire, Roman Empire. They are very specific in detail and they fight with passion. So it's perfect. They all work with the same understanding until everyone got it. So there is hard, it's very hard to understand Italians at work. And they're very friendly too. So I have many friends that are from Italy, and some things will never change. That's maybe new to you. Some things, the British Empire, what about the Spanish Empire, the Russian Empire, the African Empire, Afro-American, from north to south, the Native American nomads. We all have a wonderful world to explore, but I will need more explicit material because I like people to talk about sex. That's not new, but for me it is because I'm very alone. And it'd be nice to hear about sex at least. People talk about sex. So I guess the allegations, because sometimes you never know, yeah? You never know. I was never jealous with my husband, but he made it look as if I was jealous. It's incredible. Give them freedom and look what they do. Not everyone is the same. He was taking all the money of me and the kids and my work and my family. Took it many times. So imagine the stories change and you never know. You really never know. You never know what stories lay behind. Probably he didn't make them come. Or they were in love and wanted to be their girlfriend. You never know the Freudian sexual turbulent darkness behind those allegations. Because I don't know what happened. I mean, I like stories that are dark, but is this going to become really obscene, dirty show where we have this morbosity, this curiosity, something new? Creepy. Let's destroy this famous person. Yes, whatever. I don't care. He deserves the same way they murder my father because they hate anyone who has more. It's more charming. I have a picture with Russell Brand in the Wax Museum. I mean, it's a wax doll. And you take pictures with people or characters that you like normally or you have affinity. You're not going to take pictures with all of the figures there. It's very tall. But it was not him. It was an image. Virtually, it's kind of like, in the picture, like, let him be. It's his thing. It's not that I am with him in his style. But it's cool. It's Revel. Very smart with his words. A rebellious political spirit. It's beautiful to have these characters. Yet there's a thin line there. Like, hello. Everything has to be grotesque to keep news, scandal. Look at me, news. Yeah, let's dive. Let's swim in there. All this. Yes, come with me. Lost souls, godless, woo! That's just like, help me. You're having all the money of the world. You're bad. What comes out of it? Because some people wear a t-shirt of Osho, but they will never go to India to shut the fuck up for 3 years or sit in silence for 4 hours, or at least try for 6 months to do so. Ever. And deal with a dynamic meditation, for example. To put your own horrors first before others. So they look within. Just sit in silence and breathe. That's not meditation. Bye. See you. So, that's what you are. Nothing. People taking your character traits. You're using information that comes from any source as possible. But at least, how are we delivering this information and for what? Right? So, well, I would like to see influencers and people coming together so we make an association or something to support freedom of expression. And we can create our own court system as well. International court system of freedom of expression that is universal. So that you will have to draw them up and cut it with the jigsaw, like a puzzle, to put all these pieces. Yeah? Oh, I pushed her. She was 16. I was already making love. It was cool because we do 3 or 4 or 2 or what, or he or she or whatever, doesn't matter. It can be 2 men or 2 women. I mean, for a woman, it looks cool. For a man, I don't know. So all these things, and then you're married, you have your family. Was to explore. I was an explorer. Or maybe you never did it. Those are private moments in one's life one should never talk about, for example, but you want to be open-minded, express. Right now, privacy, and that's what's treacherous, and intimacy. Could paint another landscape for us to journey. That's new. So now you're being supported, but also one likes to be supported as well. No, you are criticizing, you are being criticized as well. No, that could end up in a tribunal or is being premeditated, so your ass is saved and you're renowned even more. 10,000 subscribers more thanks to the scandal. It's very light scandal, very light. It is good to talk about how we behave. What are our children going to see in the future to learn from? What is the essence to all this? Really? What side would you take if there is a war? To disconnect from the reset. Because they cannot own the metaverse if it was copied. There cannot be a person that says is the owner, nor Bill Gates. It was not even his idea or their idea. Go with your Facebook, go. What is this open source anyways? I have never said it was open source or it was given for free. So I asked for 8% to donations into villages. And I hope that we can all agree to some extent, at least for what matters to this only world that we have. I would appreciate to be separated from political institutions and the Economical Forum and United Nations as well. And I love royalty. I love leaders of the world, of any political sphere, but it's not about what they say, if they like strawberry or if they like bananas. No, it's not about that. Okay. So one is better than the other because, no, at least for one thing, at least 2 times a year to consider this. Keep with your media, keep with your scandals, keep trashing each other. Eventually, well, that's the washing machine you belong to. What are you cleaning there? What information are you, what? This just makes sound. Yes, news. So funny. Yeah, it makes my tensions relief with laughter. There's no need to sacrifice oneself and be too much of a negative informant when some people are trying to do something good. And I guess if we all are trying to do something good, why are some people stealing all our work as well or want to manipulate certain things? Is this the way that it's going to happen? Programmers do that, hackers do that, information works this way. So my father would come home many times because we'd be fighting with whatever information or rights to whatever. Information is power. Never mess with a writer because it's pen. And ink is more violent than a knife. So I would say, yeah, father, but you don't have any money. So what kind of power is that? I mean, what fictional power in the formational brain that you share like a, you end up in jail. He paid 2.5 years. They put him something else he didn't do that my mother still thinks was for that. Or he made it look like it was for that. It was the other. At the end of the story, you never know what's real. Because people do what it pleases them. Even the ones who want to be pleased. At least people are expressing themselves, and that is good. Like, yeah, he abused me and he pushed me against the wall when I was 16. Well, that's it. And then, yeah, but more detail. I want to know. Write it down, make it more. Put another scenario. You could change it. Put, like drums in the back, and then. And I want to know your face. How was your face? Did you see the door? If you could run away? All these little details I want to know. Go fucking role-play in virtual reality. God damn it. People are wasting their time. And it is good for those who on Twitter and the news, because they might sell the newspaper. That's all they want. Oh, bibliographical references. Respect. The woman don't like to be treated sometimes in certain ways. That is true. We need more fuel in new ways with beautiful women as well in the media that can talk wildly, openly as well, and better. I say jealousy around women as well, because there's not enough room, I guess. But it will come. It's not this year or within this decade. We will see that there's a lot of work to do, not only in this world, but in outer space. So we can get along to the kind of mental trip. I mean, those are criminal allegations. My parents taught me how to defend myself if I wanted to be a free person, and how to walk in the night or in certain places, how parties were, and how to avoid drugs in certain situations, but at the same time be kind, to not insult or disrespect anyone who is consuming. So I could be part of the party until the end as well, whoever they were. So you have to learn to move with different type of people, but not everyone has that education and understanding. And keep healthy minded. There is a lot of abuse in people, so they will reflect with that to 80% of the people that has been in one way or another, mentally, physically, or intimately. So verbally. Now, one has to also understand the reality of the world and how they reflect towards these issues. Because it's very easy to judge others who have been with a 16-year-old, and now you are judged by that as well. For people like, do people really love you? Do really people think you're telling the truth? What would happen if people stop believing in you, or they believe you, but they're also not doing anything for the better world of their lives and the world itself around them? They're also, with good reason, also hating. Because it's better to hate for whatever reason. Just breathe and then talk shit. Is that the business, right? But dissect what you like, what you don't like. You just know this is bad, 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 bad. Oh, maybe I'm vegetarian, but this is bad, bad, bad. Meat in the laboratory, bad, bad, bad. So it's like the old dream to destroy the other throughout centuries. I've been destroyed many times. Because people don't like intelligence. Are you intelligent? Are you talking from your heart or your mind? Are you talking with the antisocials who hate women and use them just for decoration? And if they sing without a talent, it doesn't matter because it's cool. Who has talented ears, anyways, nowadays? I don't even know what's piano or techno, good techno music that will last forever. Yeah, that's it. They want to be the top and the only ones. Yeah. That's your game. That's how people get so much attention. Incredible. What type of vibration is this? It's new. So, well, we're going to move really into a virtual reality where we are going to see how we interact as well in real life and how we create this reality that we are creating. This is a response of our creation. My father would always say, it's better than say it. So, rest in peace, Father. That was the past. Now, it could be in other ways. Some people might never mix because they belong to different orbits. They have different type of followers. As animals, they gather together to survive for their own, the same sources. In the same way, you can still have your differences and keep apart, distant, in order to protect yourself for everyone equally. And keep fighting from the distance. You need a lot of hatred to bring someone down. So sometimes you see is personal hatred from people, but it's not really founded on a reality that is being well described with evidence. Just to say, is this the way? Are people going to love each other like that? Are we creating more empathy in this world? Are people shutting down their senses to never love again or make a mistake? But at least they can make it better 8 times out of 10. Hello. Well, I don't know really if it's funny because, of course, all these men in the business also like to have, and the woman follow those games as well. So it's kind of like yes, but no, but yes, but no. So you are entering into gray areas, and that whatever that was in the past, what has the relationship between one and another? How is our system of communication relating? Because we do have freedom to speak. You have been free. I have been free. I have I have been tested over and over again, like, and maybe I am trusted, maybe not. Nobody is paying me. Maybe some people get together and we can do things that can help bring something out and just talk. I love to see people that have freedom of expression from all sorts, from the highest class to the lowest, from any side of the world. People are learning to express and share this information from one stream to the other. So, as much as we can get closer to trust values, that's what matters. Whatever we do, that transition or not, the fusion to create something beautiful in the game of reality. That's where poor people are in poor neighborhoods. So is in Europe, America, is in the real world, not just talking, but also being part of this beautiful movement. So I hope to see tomorrow Russell Brand. I also wanted to see him before. I would see the tickets even though I didn't have the money to see him. And I want a little lawsuit so I can see him now, which was kind of like, well, 'cause I don't find sometimes it's very funny. It's not, but it's sometimes where I go to know about politics, because the I think on stage is better than having to deal with all this political information in a negative way. It is true that these people might never change. The older generation, maybe they will trust that at least we can make it up so this world has what it needs, at least, which is a lot. There is a reality. Then come with me and have a fantasy world. If your family is together and you can enjoy them, hug each other, breathe together where your heartbeat unites with the same rhythm, and just get away a little bit from all this noise and extravaganza of what's new. Which is it really new? Do you really want to be a prophet, or you're just a copy of what you read and have seen? Because there is a lot of goodness even from the people that you speak bad. Or maybe you could convince them in another way as to those women. What happened there? Are you going to hide the truth? Play victim? Yeah. Keep being an antisocial, but at the same time with connections with the upper class too. Who gives you the information? Wow, top of the lead, eh? Interesting. Very smart. So, well, very easy to be a wife and be pregnant. What is more important is to find your own mental space, to play with your cordials, the most important transference of information, because when someone is in a trial or public trial, the first 2 weeks, and these are the rules in role play as well, or the first 3 days, more or less, to 2 weeks, is what determines the rest of the ongoing energy field that will wave by itself. What is it that you want to mirror with society? It is not to save your ass by condemning others, because they will condemn you as well. That was the fear of my father all his life, because that was his job. So that's new. What is the beauty of the arts of this freedom of expression that we can celebrate as no other country? It's the greatest of all times. So whoever is behind this, with these allegations, if they're gonna go to a court, what is the evidence? They're gonna make a horror movie out of this. Some people don't want to be top bad, but they live from others, steal from others, are parasites. They have great ideas, good intentions to do these bad things. Where is my money from my many jobs, many ideas, many formulas, from geological to technological? Oh, no, 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 no. Because you too as well. You could be uploading a video and fixing it and editing. So it looks that it was your idea from an older video. At least you're sharing the information and it's going to wider range of people that can hear my pity play. And some people believe to never pay, and all those around will make the arrangement and will make the investments themselves and will get together because they are all around that and they think they're going to have a good fortune by creating all these things around. But There are other people who get the benefits. So, how can you heal the damage of people who don't like to be treated in this way? Would you like to be treated in that way? You think you could never be treated in that way. And if you are, you don't care. There are people who think they can get away with whatever they do. They are stealing. And so, as humanity could evolve by becoming a little more understanding, not empathic is too much to ask for people to have empathy, to think for those who did not have what we had, to see our children and know they can get to have the joys that we had, and do any job, perform any task that is simple, relax, and prepare for something that might be very important for ourselves, our family, our locality, the world at large can feel in that way too. You need a point of reference. But all of you and I, we need that universal reference. It's not gonna work otherwise. We're gonna keep on with the old pattern, or we all move automatically from now on with the new pattern, which is universal, and try to match your side to make it happen with those whom you might trust. Some people don't reach me because they think I belong to someone, or that very person that is someone does not reach me either. So at least it's making a bridge, because he doesn't want to be like the owner of everything, because I have no connection with the reality of anyone at all. Not even one. I'm alone. But not because this is the way to be. Hello? Emergency? I should have been in my studio. But I wanted to separate myself and just relax and work more when I come to work. Separate my computers and books, get to enjoy myself more with painting, making myself beautiful, cooking more for me, elaborating with the feminine side. Bye. And be a little more productive with reality. Bye. Joy. Make it easy for everyone to reflect. This we are you, whoever you are. Bye. Let it be known how we mediate and free that you have your family. Together or apart, you have your family, your friends, your people. You will be asked on what side you are. If in the side of the free, the beautiful, the creative, or in the side of the thieves who maybe have something for humanity. They learn how to talk as well. That's freedom of expression, making it real. So how would you talk with them if you think it's them? How would you talk with this woman if you think you would also be a liar? Would you be really honest? As honest as you claim to be? Is it going to be fire? Is it going to be misunderstood, misguided? Are you going to talk very fast to make it look very fashionable and outstanding? Or are you talking from all that really that is truly honest? It's very good to camouflage as an intellectual person who's used to sport with the words on and on and on and on. It's hurting a lot. The polarities between men and women as well. And the rich, the very rich, the elite, and those who are shouting in the media to become something, the newly rich, whatever their genius, or borrow the ideas to make them better as if they were the creators as well. You have to be like that to move it, right? Well, there you go. Bye.